Hello to everyone, thanks for coming. My name is Ivan Casaña, technician at the Oceanographic Center from Canary Island, and I'm going to talk about our presentation, Tuna Tagging Survey on Fishing Vessels, Effects and Consequences of the Handling Process. This presentation is divided in three sections. Firstly, I'm going to talk about material methods. Then I'm going to speak about results, analyzing the main damage that we can see in caudal peduncle, eyes, fins, mouth, face and dorsal area. And finally, I will explain the discussion, focusing on the agents that interact with these species, ship, fisherman, and tagger. Our analysis focused in the tagging survey carried out on commercial baitable fishing vessels El Macizo, El Grande Primero, and Nuevo Batabano Primero in Canary Island water. The visual material obtained is analyzed, searching anatomical alteration. The reason and factors involved in these damages are analyzed and explained. In this section, I'm going to explain the main damage, taking account the area where they appear. The caudal peduncle is the part of the body that is most frequent for grasping the specimen. In wild specimens, dark marks and wounds are observed in the caudal peduncle area as serious as laceration of skin. The eyes, during this process, the specimen often suffers blows to the side of the boat, falls on the deck, bumps and rubs on the tagging cradle. In the live images, opaque white eyes are observed on the side of the fish as a consequence of this damage. Fins, this is another part of the body that is used to hold and manipulate fish. Broken and torn fish are observed in numerous underwater images. Mouth is one of the areas that can be affected first by the hook during fishing. In the underwater images, the persistence of this lesion is observed for some time. In the face, very distinct and frequent damage are observed. Chafing occurs on both lateral areas of face during placement in the tagging cradle. Dark areas are observed also in the recaptured specimen after a short period of time. The dorsal area is usually hits on the deck, ripped by the fisherman or tagger, and hit by the tags used as arrows. In the other water images, this part of the body is observed with dark marks and lesions in the contact areas. It could be considered that there are three main factors hurting fish: ships, fishermen, and tagger. In the ship, the impact or chafing against the hull of the boat must be considered. On the deck, the surface and the material that compose it are very important to minimize damages. The workspace should be large enough for the quick and correct handling of the specimen. Conclusion: care, matte surfaces, and large species. Fishermen, in order to reduce mortality, it's recommended to use a hook without depth. When boarding to the boat, soft mesh basket without knots could be used to reduce damage to the animal. The fisherman gloves and jacket causing abrasion, and in order to reduce this type of damages, is necessary synthetic clothing and nitride gloves. The pace of fishing is also important because if the waiting time of the fish in the arm of the fisherman is excessive, the anoxia can produce stress and internal damages not visible but important for its survival. Conclusion: cares of clothing and healthy rhythm. The tagger must wear clothes with smooth and synthetic surfaces, being placed next to the tagging cradle, and must avoid as much as possible excessive handling of the specimen. It's suggested that gloves, cradle surface, and clothing should be covered with a non-abrasive gel to prevent as much as possible the release of collagen from the fish skin. As for the tagging cradle, it should be as close as possible to the fisherman and next to the side of the boat, allowing the fish to live without handling them again. The design of the cradle has to be careful, with V design and several sides of measuring rulers to minimize the manipulation of the fish. We also consider the design and material of the tags important in reducing the impact on the fish. A technological improvement is necessary to minimize the size of this device and make surface that stop the processes of eviction or colonization by algae or parasites that can make the number of the tag unreadable. Conclusion: cares of clothing, health to cradle, different rules and technical support. Thank you for your attention, and we are here for whatever you need.